What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Back beyond this Saturday weekend, so let's go throughout the market and see how we got kicked. And now we're going to bounce back. Just have to go second strong. Yeah, so I told you yesterday today we have a very nice video. I think we can do about maybe 4 6. What do you think? Maybe 4 6 can be fine. Yeah. But let's kick it, let's kick it, let's kick it, let's kick it. So remember, I was holding this trade for about I think 3 weeks. Yeah. 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. 3 weeks and 2 days. Okay, in terms of trading days, okay. So then I finally closed because of the swap I explained yesterday, but doesn't mean I'm not active in this pair. I'm very much active. It's just that I want something to happen that will interest me in coming back in this trade. Uh, but I like that the weekly closed with an indecision candle, which is a very nice sign compared to all the signals we had last week. Okay. So if you look at this price just playing around this level, if this was a how can I say if this was a weekly entry, price just playing around with entry. And if you entered at this point and put your stop right below here, because this is the engulfing after the retest of this pivot, you still just be in a drawdown, maybe probably 60 or 50% in the drawdown, but this trade is still active. You see? Yeah, but since I trade in the daily time frame and 4 time frame, I just cut the loss short. Not because I'm out of the trade, but I know that percent I risked and lost, I can still make it back when I re-enter at this level. Because I told you price will come back here. And the good thing is, since you've seen price delay, I can truly guarantee you that if this thing buys, it will even break above this level. Trust me, to break above this level. So it's fine. Don't really think we are left out. No, no, no. We are still in this trade, very much active. And next week, I'll still be looking at this trade just to let you know, because there's still a lot of activities, that we can still benefit from, right? So let's drop to the lower time frame so you can see where the magic is taking place. So you can see that it's really around the same level here. That's where the magic is taking place. We have the very nice retest of the daily pivot. We have the engulfing there, the same entry in the weekly time frame. But the daily time frame, if you enter at this point, based off this engulfing, your stop loss should be below this week. You see? And your take profit should be right above this level, isn't it? This should be your entry. So besides the same thing, price is just trailing back at the entry point, but the trade is still playing out. You see? So now, what do I do as a joiner of this trade that I am still in mentally by physical amount? By mentally, I know I'm still in this trade. What do I do? So simple. We just wait for one small move on Monday. And this one, I can guarantee you, you just have to we'll let one rule pass where we say let's wait for 5 a.m. But if we just wake up and I find a 4 bullish engulfing candle above past this level, past that level, we enter the buy. Or if price tries to fight the whole day, then we just have an engulfing candle here. It's more of price repeating the same structure point that price had at this level. You see, it's just almost the same thing. So if it happens there, you can see there's this, or repetition. So it's just a click and sure fast move that we can enter. And the good part is we even get to reduce our stop from this level, probably just above this point, and you can see how much we benefit from this bit. That's it. So don't worry, don't worry about this. Uh, don't worry about this small noise. We are still very much active in this thing, okay? So, upon seeing that, what do you conclude? Can conclude that price is even at a very good space for us. Now, let me just drop in the forward time frame for you so you can see where the magic is even more clearly, right? So, look at this. This is the forward time frame. And if I kind of try to do this, let me just use this level. Let me use this kind of no, I think the scenario way best here. Okay, let's use this scenario. Watch out, yeah, watch out. Okay, if I use this label here, and let me just delete this because you guys really know what's going on now. So if I do this, you guys can really see that price is trying to do what? Trying to make a head and shoulder. Let me try to flip this right there so you can see what I'm trying to say to you, my boys. I'm very in a very active mode today, so it's not more just the approach. So you have to be very active while watching this video, else you miss out on everything I'm saying to you. Okay? Because I'm in flow state right now. It's just flowing. The knowledge is flowing, everything is flowing. So you have to flow with me, or else you'll be overspilling, you know. I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah. So look at this. This is a very nice appetite for me. I really want to eat this so bad. You can see how price is going to shift. This is the first of all, we get kicked the first time. You can see price comes back here. Price market is just really playing games with us at this point. You can see price comes back here, shifts, retests, gives an engulfing. Okay, let me try to sell this thing. Enter your sell, oh no, I have to be buy in this case. You enter your buy. Let's just say you enter your buy, put your stop right up above this level. And this is the re-entry. What does price do? Price sells. Why? Price goes back bullish again. Now you see, this is why I question the strategy. But price came back with this gave me an entry. Why is it selling? You know, this is all because of the Canadian dollar. It's just tripled up on us and we couldn't do anything. But this trade guarantee all this move you're seeing was supposed to be flowing down. In the actual sense, going up. But because of the Canadian dollar and the US are having some tariff issues, arguing back and forth and that, so just give, I think, the Canadian dollar some volume and power over the pound. So hence I can't control that, you know. Because if I go through all these GDP pairs, you see that most of them are doing very good. But just this one though, but it's fine because we are still in the match. Okay. So now this one gets kicked out. What does price do? So this one ends up to be invalid. Price makes another higher low, higher high, and now we are looking for what? Sales. When we need these sales, what do we only need at this point? One small thing, one small market slip up. I'm in this trade. We just want to do what? To see price breaking below, retesting and engulfing. That's all. Okay? That's the only thing we need on Monday. That's all. But these markets have been stupid lately. You would see price will just price will just drop straight and don't even give you a retest and continue selling. Just like that. This is how price has been reacting of late. But I have a way we approach this. It's two ways, okay? If on Monday I don't get a very nice head and shoulder, possibly and retest there, okay? If I don't get this, I'll just wait and see how the daily close. If we get this daily close, which is on a Monday, having any red candle, just any red candle close, which can be in this case, which can be a bearish close of this way, we'll enter the sale just where it closes, even if it's at uh the moment the day ends, we'll enter and put our stop just right above here because I know how these markets move. They won't give us the retest guaranteed. And the good part is price will be repeating this same structure. Because look, why am I entering? The entry has already happened. Where? At this point, this engulfing and at this engulfing. So when you enter here, it's just that price came back to respect the interest section and give you an entry chance to enter. If you are very confident enough, you'd have even just entered based off this trade here, based off this when price was at this level and reduce your stop loss. Because it's just coming back to give you a chance if you missed out on the initial entry there. You get what I'm saying? So don't really expect much to happen here. Even if price doesn't give us an entry in the 4 hour time frame, it's fine. We can use the 1 hour time frame. Remember, price has already given the entry in the higher time frame. Okay? It's just a matter of us joining. You get what I'm saying? So in this case, this is the 1 hour time frame. You can see price has already made the lower high, higher high, higher low. Price is retesting. So at this point, what do we expect if price is retesting? We just expect um price to continue selling, making lower lows and lower highs, right? So if it does that, why not enter at this point? Because price has already shown you it's wanting to sell and it just came back here to give you another chance if you didn't get it. You see? So that's why this would be the very easiest trade to enter if just price goes in our direction, okay? Which is in this case buying. Okay? So don't really worry about this trade. If we really made a mistake by now, I've just been forgotten about it. But I know, and based off my experience, I know what the market is trying to do. If we just get one bullish candle, my brother, above this line, we are buying. If it sells, then yeah, we're just wrong about the direction, and it's fine. Okay? That's a minute. Yeah, so that's how we'll play about this. So it's still in the trade. I think the guy goes with then GPAD. Interestingly, prices price has been bearish all this time. And you can see how market has just been playing around us. But anyway, don't know what's on my throat. Okay. Uh-huh. We don't know what's really going on here. But we know one thing for sure that is price is in a bearish trend. Price is in bearish trend, bullish trend, now it's in the bearish trend. For more explanation, you can see it was in a bullish trend at this point. When price shifted here, price came back at this level, tried to take it out. In fact, went bullish, but then we went bearish at this level. Went bearish. Like I always tell you, price comes back and retest the pivot, and that's what it did here. You see, it came back to respect the pivot, then price ended up selling much. So from that time, we've been bearish, and now you can see that price has made very nice uh head and shoulders pattern in a three-way. So you can say three triple tap or head and shoulder is still the same thing. Yeah, so since upon seeing that, we can clearly state that this price is about to drop or fly, okay, right below. Because if I flip it in this way, you can say I'm looking for buys, right? Based off this break and this retest. But now it's the other way, it's sales. So this makes the whole analysis logical because if I flip, it's still making sense, right? And let's say this is your first time coming to these markets, you'd either put your position at this point, your OG level is still fine. I don't really think you can put it below here, but if you put it at this point, let me see what comes of it. Mhm. Yeah, even at this point, it's making sense though. I won't lie to you. You can see prices having one, two, three, four taps, right? So let's see on the forward time frame if it's allowing. It's not, it's allowing, but the only thing that's there is that price has to respect the pivot. Always remember that, right? If this pivot level was at this point, yes, I would have kept it. But since it's at this level, I'll just leave it here. Because either way, whether I like it or not, price will come back here. It's just a must. It needs to come back and retest this pivot. Unless it makes a new lower low, then this will be invalid for me. But sometimes, even if it makes a new lower low, price will still come back there. Example here, you see, price makes a new lower low. We're expecting for a retest here, but price ends up making another lower low, and still price comes back to respect the pivot. You see, so it makes sense. That's why I'm just keeping it at this point, because I know either way price will come back to retest this level. Okay, but if you want, you can keep it big like this, but just know that for you to get the best sell opportunities, you have to wait for price to touch at this step into this level, then you can consider your sell. Okay? So this one is also fine. This one is also fine, but I won't lie to you. It's a very nice trade. Very nice, very nice, very nice. We can keep it, yeah, we can keep it, but it's not, I'm not just said we'll trade it, but we can keep it. Because firstly, what I like doing is going through the markets that we had last week, okay? So the sales are still standing on this one, and hopefully we can have a very nice something like this. Just draw out something that I wish I would love to see in these markets, okay? Not really what price might do, but just something that would make me feel nice to sell, okay? Uh, this is something like this is what I would want to see in these markets. Why would I not fail to sell this if I was to see something like this? See? So this is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Let's see if we can get that retest and that engulfing and that sale, right? Would you like to take a trade like this? Yeah, so that's about this pair. Mm, but I like to go just 3 on 3. So I can do another 3 at 5, another 2 in the night. Yeah, so let me do one, then we can focus on these symbols here. Focus on these big boys. And we can call it a session, right? Just 40 minutes isn't that bad. But let me just do one more thing while we are at it. Uh, yeah, so that's the markets, boys. That's the markets. Uh, Just have to be ready. I'm free. I'm glad to be free. Someday. Mm, mm. What can we say about this video? Watch me roll. Yeah. I cannot be free. I want to be free, Alvin. Is it the same lyrics? I don't know. Yeah, but then last for pairs, I think we can try to maybe no, actually we can do let's see 4, no 3, 3, 5. Yeah. Okay, let's do NZD card now. Okay, and just delete all this noise for now. Mhm. I think when I like these Canadian pairs, they just make me feel nice. And because I know most of these people don't really trade this, so it's just me and the markets, no any outside environment manipulation where people say, no, it's going up, it's going down. It's just me and the markets, me versus the markets only. That's why I like trading these pairs. I know they are slow. I know people are trading gold more, people are trading US 30 more, what more, but I just enjoy this because I get to see my strategy work out perfectly. I get to see it all align in my all uh what expertise, I just get to see it play out. Even when I lose, I understand why I lost. Most of the time I understand it's because of me or because of just it is always one because of me or because the market just paid me, not because there was too much noise, the market needed this, there was too much speculation. No, no, no. It's just me or the market. That's why I like this pair. GP card, NZD card, Euro card, Euro GPP, uh, and a bit of NZD, USD, though most of them are really traded. These are the pairs that really make me enjoy trading because it's just me. Okay. My analysis, my concepts and the market, AUD card, those are things I enjoy. So and they're the ones that will make me rich, trust me. These same exotic pairs would make me a few $1 million, right? Anyway, anyway, what do we have here? What do we have here? Okay. This is a high low, high high, high low, retest of high low, pivot, respect, break above with an engulfing. This is a weekly entry right here. So in the next 10 years, this is how I'll be trading. Just at this point, I even enter my trade and I put my 5 million or 3 million and hold the trade for 3 or 4 months. This is how I'll be trading the next years. Okay. But yeah, I know. So price comes back here, respects the pivot. You can see now we are playing around, so we make a high high. We end up making a high low here. And again, we make a higher high by breaking above this level. So now when we make the higher high here, what happens? Price comes back to retest the pivot, you see? And engulfs it. And again, it comes back to play around the pivot and does what? Engulfs it. So already you can tell that price is not coming back here because we have retested and respected the pivot once and twice. See? So here is now clean ball for us. Clean game. The market is open. Everything is ready to flow, right? It's just now up to us to make the move because uh uh and now we are above this what's this new what's this OG level? We have one, two, three, four, five. But the only reason it's at this level, I'm sure it's because of the daily time frame. Yes, because I followed the daily time frame just to rebalance the move, But if we want, we can increase it up to here. It's really not much of a big deal because it's just a zone, a level I'll be looking for in order for me to execute the buys. So now, if I can you please just try keep this in your mind. Watch mirror, okay? Let me put NZD card. Look at this, right? Price made this high and price came back, you see? And price did what it does. I'm saying we're expecting an engulfing here, right? So we can buy, right? Now look at NZD card. Price made the high and price came back at the same entry point with an engulfing, right? Price came back with the same entry point with the what? An engulfing. You see? And what did price do after? Let me just do this. After then engulfing, what did price do? It also came back one more time, right? So the same thing. After the engulfing, price came back down one more time. And now an GBP card, we are at this level, at this red candle. We are now expecting what? This engulfing I'm talking about. This is the one that has happened in NZD card, but in GPP card, it's the one now we are praying for, right? After this pin bar, we are now praying for an engulfing. That will make everything make sense, right? Because now we want price to do this, right? And this is what NZD card has done. Price may give an engulfing, came back, and then another engulfing. This now for this one, price has come back at this level. Let me just circle this thing so you can see. This is the level I'm talking about. For NZD card is this one here. Okay? This engulfing you're seeing at this point for NZD card is this one here. You see? GBP card for this small retest you're seeing back here, it's this small retest you're seeing with one candle, you see? But this engulfing you've seen that follows is what I'm waiting for in GPP card for me to do it to buy. You see? But for NZD card, it has already happened and price has broken at another level, meaning I just need another retest for me to continue what? Buying. You see why how these things are moving together? So that's why I was saying this pair was supposed to be bought by now. It's just that uh the pound didn't have really much strength. So it just got overtook. But this is the whole narrative behind these two pairs. And you even be more shocked when I reach to Eurocard in the next session. Let me just put there so can make more sense. Right. So now for this pair, you can see that we are already set. We only need a perfect continuation to continue with these buys, right? So now you can see the forward time frame. See how this thing looks so clean and clear. You can see we have this pivot, we have this pivot, we have this pivot. All this is the what? Triple tap, right? One, two, three. If I was to flip this, you can see it's one, two, three. Price is making lower lows. Uh, for further explanation, you can see that price made the lower low. Now price made the higher high with this pivot. Price came back. respected the pivot, gave an engulfing. This is an entry. Your stop loss below this pivot right here. You can see price has played around, but either way, it ended up doing what? Buying, right? So now, since we missed this trade last week, this week, price ends up making another high, but fails to respect this pivot, right? But the good part is it ends up breaking another daily and another weekly OG level with a new high. You see, so this makes me cancel my expectation of price coming back here. But it will, but not just now, because we've broken a new daily level and a new weekly level, right? And you can see uh uh this is how price in line. But even though price was to come back at this point, there's really not much of a big deal. Because we already know the direction. So if we want, we can just do something like this. So we can just not be that much spooked when it happens. Just leave something like this and let it be. So whenever price was decides to give us a sharp retest, we know why it's playing out like that, you see? So now in the actual sense, this is what we have. We'll concentrate on these two uh points, okay? So we have a very simple and straightforward entry. Just a matter of us waiting for price to come back here, engulf, and we can what? Buy. That's all. Nothing difficult or uh strange about it. Once price comes back, it gives an engulfing. We are on and ready to buy. And put our stop here or above here. I take profit right above there. See? Anyway, this is our trade plan. So I also like this trade. I think you can keep it more than GPAUD. So it can go up there, but this one I'm still there as well. But let me see in the next session when we analyze these three or four. Let me just add one just to rebalance the whole thing. So for US oil, you can see price has been bearish. This is the pivot. That's what price was been as aimed for, rejected. So now, no, it's been bullish actually. Sorry. So it aimed for this pivot. So now, we close with a very nice morning star. But if you look to our right, do we have any? Oh yeah, actually we do have this level here where price reacted the most. So let me see if I put in the daily time frame. Yeah, we can expect something from this point. Okay, this level. And let me just draw this here and let me make this thing like this and then this level like that. Okay. Okay. So the daily is now bullish, interestingly, because we went bearish at this point after breaking below this higher low, but now we are bullish because we closed above successfully after a couple of days of trying. Now our interest is price coming back to this pivot. That's all. But let's see how the 4 hour is reacting. Yeah. So even the 4 hour is the same thing. But for now, I don't really have to put that yellow line because the 4 hour will be bearish when we'll be retesting here. So it will be a bit nice. It will be an interesting event because when price comes back here, I'll then be waiting for price to shift, then retest, and then I can have my buy. So it's a very long procedure, but it's cool. We can focus on it next week. So come on the next period, we'll continue from where we have ended. And so far, I like the session. Thank you, guys. Uh, Welcome back, guys. Uh, so let's see. I did it again. We did this one, do this one, do this one. Okay, so we'll continue with GBP, Euro GBP, right? So we can clearly see that on the weekly time frame here, um, price is still bearish, by the way, very much bearish. And you can see that it's just playing around this level. And by the look of things, I can guarantee that price still has the potential of coming back at this pivot, sorry. But right now, we haven't yet started having that push. So, how do we now navigate? How do I take this trade? Do I pick it or do I leave it out in the next session that we are going to have? Hmm? Uh, Everything is fine, but where can I start from? So the weekly time frame is very much bearish, and remember, I always tell you when you see a high low and low high, low high, lower low, you should see that in this zone, price can do anything it wants. And we should be very much okay with any move, either up, down. It's just part of the market structure. The only key is trying to sell at a level where we've marked out as a point where we expect price to sell or buy possibly pivot, right? So in this case, this is one of the pivots, but you can clearly see that what price did was it ended up breaking below past this OG level. So you can see that these points have been also resistance, playing as resistance. Price, whenever we are below, we are selling. We are below, we are selling. We are below, we are selling. We are below, selling. Above, buying, 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 buying. So now you can see we are below this level. Though we just recently went up, but still, even though we are up, you can see the second OG level, which is just right on top of this one, can clearly show us that price still has to sell because of it's also a resistance level. Okay, in this case, if I really wanted, I would just have made one big or level in this way, and it would still make sense because it's all in the zone of my selling um level. That's why you can see that what price did was before it actually started dropping, it bought a bit just to rebalance the whole thing, and you think the price is really not going to do anything, but it was just trying to respect this as our OG level, you see? And you can clearly see it when I map out this. I really wish this was a big monitor, but I think you can see it because I can see it. So in this case, we are bearish, right? And at this level, this is the OG level, you can see, but it had 2 points. Now just made it into one so you can really understand why price had to buy a bit, even though it ended up rejecting, okay? Um, then you can see we had the very nice engulf in the previous week of this same OG level. Though the next candle ended up being a pin bar, but still at the point where we can sell. So it's still the pin bar is still supporting our sell structure, okay? So now this is me in the daily time frame. And in the daily time frame, you can clearly see that the level is it's quite big, and I won't lie, it's quite big, but the idea still stays the same. That's one thing we should all take note. It still remains the same. we are still trying to look for ways we can sell. So even if I was to reduce this point, this level to this point, or which one I just here, it will still make sense to you because you already know that I am still looking for buys, and this is the old zone. When I'm dealing with the weekly time frame, my zone ends here. But since it's the daily, I just try to reduce it so it can look more clear and cleaner for all of us when we're looking at this market. Okay. Uh, then what do we do next? Let's see how the 4 hour is responding. But the daily, not the daily is bullish, but the weekly is bearish. Uh, but I can guarantee you if this trade is going to sell still, because now price will be targeting to break this low. Okay. This will be the target for this market. So even though we can have an early entry, we'll still know that price is trying to shoot for the sell. And if it doesn't, that's fine. We accept the loss of trying to sell before everything aligns. But sometimes not everything will align. You just have to know based on the experience that price is trying to do this is the next step. And if that works out, that's fine. If it doesn't, still that's fine. So in this case, what I can say is the daily is bearish, but the 4 hour is kind of speaking for us right now. You can see though we had a very massive push up, we tested this pin bar, finally this pivot. Remember, I always told you if price just doesn't touch that pivot, price will come back for sure. And you can see it came back here, even though it kept on making lower lows, and now it came back, touched the level, even went bullish for a while, trying to trick you in thinking the market is bullish. But the funny thing is, price still wants to sell. Okay. But the reason why I'm still a bit just patient when getting into the sales is because if this trade wants to be a day trade, that's fine because the daily is already bullish. So the only thing that it needs is price to respect this zone. That's all. This same pivot here, because this is the level that led to the high. So if price comes back in this zone and gives an engulfing, yes, if I can see a buying trade at this point all the way to this level and price ends up buying, that's fine. And I should have no problem with that trade playing out because as you can clearly see, the daily is bullish. So if the daily is bullish, price has every right to buy. In the daytime, in the daily, what's this? On the in a day-to-day trade. I don't know if you can call it scalping, but yeah, something like that. So yeah, so but me, I'm looking for the big move, so I really want to sell this because I know if we catch this sale, there's a very high possibility of price selling all the way down to this point. Okay, and I'm going with the weekly time frame, so it's just a two-way thing. If price fails to give me this engulfing here, then I'll know that price wants to sell. Because what will happen is price, and price might give us an engulfing or any bullish entry, but then later on gives us a bearish drop. You see? So we can have a pivot where to sell from. You get what I'm saying? Uh, because look, if now price was to shift without any pivot, my stop loss would be all the way up here. If I got the buy, it would be all the way up here. You see? So this is too much. So for me to get a very nice decent stop loss, what do I expect? I expect price to continue making this kind of structure in the lower time frames, maybe lower lows and lower highs, which leads to the break and the retest and then something like that. So we can now catch the snipe and go live on this trade. Okay. So the analysis still remains the same because I expect GPP to still gain. And upon this thing, if this thing gains, it's also going to give momentum to this pair that this trade we closed on last week. Okay. So that's why I'm just sticking to the sales for this coming week. And once that happens, the moment we get the daily closing past this red line, yellow line, then I'll know now the daily is bearish and this trade is now a full confirmation of uh a nice drop. Okay. Mm, I think that's it about Euro GBP. Mm, that was fast, right? Yeah, but the reason why I'm fast is because you guys always see this, so it's more of you. You follow every day step well ended. I'm not trying to explain to someone who didn't know what happened yesterday. We all talked about this pair like 4 times. 4 times times five. That's 20 times this week. So I'm sure you know how we were at this point, what I said when we were at that point, what I said when we saw this. So it's just clear. It's just a matter of, it's a new continuation in short. Okay. So the next thing is AUD card. So, surprisingly, price ended up closing it and engulfing on the weekly, and that's the only reason I might not look for sales, but I can go for daily buys if I wanted to take a day trade. Okay, but sales this week, no, cause why? Price is now trading above the OG level, meaning my OG level is now a support. I need it to be a resistance for me, uh, for me to now look for sales. Okay. But now it's above, and this is a very strong engulfing candle, so I can't really want to risk putting my position in this kind of market. And you can also see all these rejections. We have like 6 to 7 rejections, so that's a clear indication that price wants to buy just for this week, maybe up to maybe all the way up to the lower high. Okay. So, and you can clearly see as well, if I just try to open your eyes a bit more, you can see we are having a very nice head and shoulder in a triple tap form. Though it's not really straight, but you can see it's a triple tap, and this is a very nice indication as well for you to know price might get that spike up, right? So that's the weekly bias. The daily time frame, also the daily time frame is bullish. That's a very good indication. So the weekly close with an engulfing, the daily is bullish. So we can catch a day trade here. Okay. Supporting the AUD gaining more strength and Canadian dollar. Just a day trade. But and cautiously we should come out the moment price taps into this level. Okay. So let's see how the weekly before respects the level. Mm, okay. Therefore, we can also see that price made the higher low. So it's a very nice thing. It's a very nice trade. The only thing that's left is price to come back here as well. Respect the pivot, and then we can catch the buy. Okay. Uh then let me try to do this. Uh this is something I want to do. Yeah, I think we can move with this. Yeah, this can be my high low. So I expect my level to be respected at this point. Okay. Uh, so I think that's how we'll just move. That's the only way we'll move. Yeah, but this should be a day trade. This shouldn't be something I should be holding for 4 weeks, 3 weeks. It's just something I can hold for uh just that's too much. Maybe just for 2 days or three. Okay. So we'll be waiting for that to play out. So it's a very nice trade though. I'll have to risk this. Then I can do GBP card, right? GBP USD. Yeah, I said you can analyze more this way. Then Then we can call it the session, right? So what do we do here? Okay, let's start with the weekly bias, right? The weekly time frame is showing that price is bullish. This was the pivot. We missed this, but I don't know how much. If you don't know, the only time I've ever been frustrated in this market is with this pair. I have seen multiple trades wipe my eyes. I don't know why I keep on missing them. Most of the times, because they happen during the other session. Most of the time, they happen because nothing is in balance. Every something is missing, then I just slip up. Sometimes no retest, sometimes just I don't know. But this week, I'll be very more attentive to this pair. I try to be very more attentive to every move, right? So you can see in the weekly time frame, this is our, you can see this is our OG level. So this is how we approach this now. This time we won't make any mistakes, okay? Because we'll be wolfed. And remember when price was there, I told you to buy all the way up to this level. Man, I'd have made more money from this uptrend. You see, so all I need is just one good uptrend and just catching all the buys. But for some reason, I keep missing these trades. Okay, but I have a solution. Don't worry. Yeah. So the weekly is bullish, and imagine I would have started this trend at this point once price shifted at this level. Here, this is where I'd have made my first buy. Price came back. Price was bearish again. I'd have made my first buy. Once price broke above here, which was this week. But still, even when price broke above this level, I would have made the buy. But still, that's fine because now I'm equipped with the analysis of this place that sometimes it won't be always the way you want it to be, to just be to show you this is what will happen, but you have to just take the trade knowing that will happen. Yeah. Like at this point, I didn't really concentrate on this trade because I knew the daily was bearish, but I knew price would break. So imagine if you took a buy here, knowing that at some point price would break, would have capitalized off all this move here, you see? But now it's fine because we already know what to do. Okay. So now this is the forward time frame. Uh, I'll be looking for buys anywhere, either at this point. Let me just do it so you guys can see it. We'll be looking for buys at these two levels. So when price comes back here, price will be bearish, right? Okay. So this will be lower low. Higher, 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 low, higher, higher, low, higher, 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 low, higher, higher. If I need to buy, I need price to come back here, but it will be bearish, right? So when it will be bearish, we're just waiting for the time price shifts. Okay, the moment it shifts, I'm buying. Same with this shift that happened here. You see, more shift, but the price broke. No, So that's it, I think, for this session. Right. So done this. Next in the evening we can do your card. Let me do it so I don't confuse myself. Can do your card and uh NVD is the okay. Uh ZAR uh yeah, you can also do ZAR You can see this one is quite explanatory, self-explanatory. You can see price is bullish, price took out this level. So it's either you can buy at this point here or price test this level. Okay? So you can buy at any point back. When I cast these buys, I think I'll be holding them. Okay? Hmm. Look at this. This is the daily time frame. Price is bullish, pivot, uh, pivot. So price just has to come back here. You can catch the buy, okay? So that's what we'll do. And I think I'll meet you guys in the last session at 10. Yeah, I think I'm going today, right? Ah, hope you're enjoying your week. I'm enjoying mine just from watching great movie. I thought it's not been done, but I had to come and do this for you guys so you can enjoy these markets, huh? Okay. If you can just catch one uh uptrend, so it's way better, way better. All we need is just one good uptrend and everything will be fine.